Welcome to the Hyper-fixation Station. I'm your host, Lalifu, and this is episode 2, and I'd like to welcome on my second guest, Bird, and they are going to be talking about their OC, Apple. So take it away, Bird.
Can tell you is I could tell you that with my OC is that Apple's does shapeshift, but it's more of an emotional shapeshift than like a normal of I can shapeshift to one thing than to another.
Mm-hmm.
Depending upon emotions. Like for example, my cat OC part of it is like if she's more mysterious or like does tricksters, anything like that, to where she becomes a cat and she does more have ability like to sneak around and be like really quiet and all. But once the like emotion changes uh to more like happy, and they have to have like a really strong emotion of, hey, I like, be trickster, but now I'm like, I feel really happy. It's like, I'm so glad for this. And she changes to a unicorn.
Cool.
And sometimes it's, they kind of, apples kind of stay a little bit in that form until a range of motion kind of dictates of, well, she's feeling this like more like this, and she's gonna like change to that form.
So would you say that Apple is mostly a unicorn most of the time then?
Yes, most of the time she's like really happy, very cheerful, but there's always times where she just feels like really like sad, and I would say like more depressed and all, and she kind of turns to her third form, which is a dragon.
Okay.
And sometimes with that form, a lot of people just kind of don't really understand. It's like, oh my goodness, there's this dragon here. It looks really mean and all this stuff. Plus, also, when in dragon form, she cannot really speak
Oh,
very well in dragon form.
so they're when they're feeling sad and depressed, instead of
Hmm.
you think they be really angry and then they turn into the dragon, but the dragon form is like they're depressed and sad, and then when they're in the dragon form, people are like they're judging
Hmm.
her and being afraid when Apple just, doesn't even know how to communicate. So that sounds rough.
Yeah, it does. It sounds very rough. And I mean, later on, she finds something that maybe, makes her really happy and she'd be able to change back. But just during that form, it's so hard to like, hey, I'm a nice person, I just feel like, I probably need a hug or something. Or like, someone to really talk to me.
So sometimes they're like stuck in that form, and then they have to like find someone or something to kind
Mhm.
of break them out of that dragon form, and it's probably a challenge.
It is sometimes a very, very challenge. First, the dragon looks like really scary, and it's like, would you normally with someone at a, normal would walk up and it's like, hey, this, and as the dragon coming closer, it's like, whoa, 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 it looks scary. It's like, and it just so hard sometimes. You know what I mean?
So this Apple lives in a world where there's other shapeshifters, right? Because when you were first telling me about these shapeshifting
Hmm.
powers, you said that the world that they inhabited, there was other shapeshifters. Can you talk more about the world?
I I would say it's more fantasy medieval, but it also has like technology to where it does make the life much more easier.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like it has a big city, but also you have like the forest and the different types of like environmental stuff. But a lot of people are more comfortable with the like being in a city, and that's where like whoever travels in the city from like other like small villages or towns that come to the city to like get work or have schooling and all that stuff. That's where um a lot of people who has this transformation power don't have this type. They have the original of, hey, I can have this like form of words or this script I'm reading from, and I can transform to this one thing, or animal or an object, and then transform back. But that magic right there is very valuable to the city because part of that transformation magic kind of helped the city to grow in such a magnificent city because just understand like, hey, this city was not big a long time ago, but when people transform into things that help move things or place things where it's like impossible to get to, and it's it helped grew it to such much more than what is back in the day.
That's awesome. So we have like this amazing city that has
Hmm.
like a lot of benefits that benefits from all these shapeshifters and people that have they have this magic,
Hmm.
and it's like really improved since before they moved in.
Hmm.
And so does Apple live in the city then?
She does, and most of the time it's half in the city, half in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't like really have a job or something like that that really helps the city, then you have to get food somehow. So going and sometimes when she gets really sad to where it's like people don't really see her as I guess normal, then she kind of says I'll go to the forest since it's probably time for me to get something to eat, buy something, and then once she feels better, gets a little bit happy, can transform back, and then she'll try again to find something. But it's really hard because with people who normally transform, they they as I said, like read from a script or say some words, the incantation to change. But it's her emotion that changes her that, it's really hard to get into society a little bit because it's like
Mm-hmm.
this person just changing back and forth into different forms is like, do you really some people in the city don't really want to, like, I wouldn't say help, but like how someone like wants to get a job, but they have like kind of a hard time with like a little bit of a disability, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, we just can't do this. It's like, try to find something else.
That sounds so rough.
It is.
Because I'm sure she's tried like to
Mhm.
find work, but it's like, oh hey, you want to work in the reception, but you
Mhm.
get depressed and you turn into a giant dragon, and what are you gonna wreck our cubicle? I was like, oh no.
Or you can't even say anything, and then it's like people they may get scared, it's like
It's like they're not
it's
gonna come back to that place of like the place could go out of business because the dragon keeps showing up and they can't speak to me. I don't like
mhm.
this.
And it's like, well, I mean, there can be other places. Like, what about this dragon to work with, like, the construction or construction of something to where, But that's the thing. She has to be sad, but she could just be happy to, hey, I got a new job, and then change into a unicorn. And it's like, well, I,
Unicorn can't lift the heavy things though.
I mean, she probably could, but not, not the stuff that needs the heavier stuff.
Not the dragon work.
So,
They have strong men to lift the heavy stuff that the unicorn could, and they're like, oh sorry, we're all full on that, but we hired you because you were a dragon. You could lift those heavy beams, but now you're not. You came to work as a unicorn. What's going on?
So yeah, it's really rough, and it's to where it's just like Sally when she was young is more of, I just showed up one day because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just traveling around, and it's like I don't know where my family's at, or I and my family probably doesn't know where I'm at. So it's like she's been in that city for so long.
Dang.
Yeah.
Was she like an orphan? Did she show up as an orphan or something?
She's more, yeah, she sounded more of orphan, but more of, she didn't come from like the orphanage, she just sadly just showed up, was like, how did I get here?
So it's like some sort of amnesia or something, right?
A little bit, yes.
So she came from somewhere that
Hmm.
maybe other people are also kind of held back by transforming with their emotions, and maybe who knows, was she left there because they didn't want her, or for some other reason, I wonder.
So it's to where she lived there for for a while, and it's like she just kind of live of like someone who just is not exactly homeless, but more of just trying to live from day to day, to where she's okay. She's okay. She knows how to like forage, eat, and getting around the city looking for things. Maybe she finds like a coin or something like that from the ground, but it may be hard for her, but she's able to do it on her own.
She learned how to be tough.
Mhm.
So I guess we're talking about the different ways they transform.
Mhm.
I am planning on drawing them, but it would be nice if you could give a description on how you see them in your head.
Which one? I'm sorry.
Like you can start with the rainbow version, the unicorn version, since
Mhm.
we're discussing the unicorn.
So description?
Like how she looks.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Well, she is. I was thinking called is a bipedal
Okay.
horse unicorn. Excuse me. Bipedal unicorn with her mane is actually a rainbow color going down, and
Mm-hmm.
her tail has like the same rainbow color to it. Her horn normally would be like a pearl iridescent color. This one's more crystal. I would say see through,
That's beautiful.
and a little bit curved up instead of like a straight pointed. And with her eyes is more of a blue with like a I was not say baby blue, but more of like maybe a sky blue.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And instead of like instead of feet have like golden hooves, excuse me, hooves
That's beautiful too.
with the actual fingertips. It's actually golden
So the like I've seen the art that you've had
nails. I'm sorry,
made.
fingernails.
Yeah. And they have the hooves for their feet, but they have hands and they have golden hoof nails.
That's correct.
Yeah, people are so creative when they make horse OCs. Like they give them the most creative looking hands. It's like, wow, I never could have thought of that.
Also, with her OC, she does technically have a book of well, she wrote it on as a book of happy spells, but
Cool.
it's more of how some people have the books or scripts or to transform. She has this, just like hopefully it's like I will one day figure out how to actually transform.
So
Hmm.
when they turn into the unicorn,
Hmm.
the book of happy spells is kind of like manifested alongside them. Is there actually a magic spells in the book, or is it like kind of just like a representation of what her hopes are?
I think it's more like more of like a journal than
Oh,
anything, to where if I can finally figure out what's going on, that I can write it down in this book. But as of right now, it's more of okay, let's figure out what's going on with me,
mhm.
and hopefully with all the pages I've written on the book, it maybe one of these things can help me in the future, that I can look in, I mean, excuse me, hopefully that something in the past that I've written down can help me in the future.
So every time she transforms into a different
Hmm.
thing,
Hmm.
the book the book will always have what she's written in it. Like it'll stay transformed and it won't revert back to previous,
That is
right?
correct. That's correct. I
That's
would
nice.
say it's a little bit like the Death Note. Just a little bit
Oh,
like the Death Note. Like when you can write things down, it stays in there. You know what I mean?
yeah. It's the magic. It's magical,
Hmm.
and it's not like the book starts over every time she changes back. Like it still saves the book saves what was written in it, even though
That
it's like it disappears or changes when she transforms into something else.
that is
Cool.
correct.
Oh, that's neat. Okay, so we
And
have.
also, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was gonna be like. So we have. Were you still working on explaining the unicorn version?
Yes.
Okay,
Also,
continue then.
there is actually I did have a symbol,
So
and it's what the sun with leaves. I would have placed it on the body, but let's say I haven't thought that through.
everyone's got some works in progress somewhere.
But I think the sun is more of the brightness of her,
Yes,
and leaves is more like, I would say, spreading out. You know what I mean? Learning.
spreading her wings or like growing and spreading her branches out like a tree.
Yes.
Okay, so the unicorn is one of the transformations, and
hmm
the other one is a cat. Can you describe how the cat looks and what she does when she's a cat?
So the cat is what a species of cat I actually chose is a Oriental short hair
Ooh,
because of I love how their big ears are
yes, they're like bat ears.
and how how sometimes their tail is so long and thin. I really really like that.
Nice.
So I chose the Oriental short hair, and with the body type, I chose like a orange. I would say I was like orange, maybe sunset orange with a with a teal, a dark teal to it.
Like teal stripes.
That is correct.
Beautiful.
And its tail is a little bit like a thin. It gets a little bit thick, but it goes like into a thin. It doesn't have like a poofy at the end. It's just really thin, and it has like a tiger stripes a little bit on it.
Hmm.
And then it's her feet, uh, uh her feet and lower leg has a lot of a blue tail with orange claws,
Ooh, pretty.
which is the same thing for the hands, and the lower part of the arm has the tail with the orange claws. And with her eyes is of a yellow.
Hmm. And
Mhm.
I've seen the. Sorry, were
That's
you gonna
okay.
say something?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
So the. Okay. Oh, nice. Did they get that tattoo, or did it was it were they born with it?
they got the tattoo actually.
Oh, that's so cool.
Even though it's like no one really talks to her sometimes, there are times where it's a rare occasion that someone will talk, and it's like, hey, do you like this? She sees something that she really likes. It's like and then she say yes, and they say, hey, we can do this for you. Just it does cost a little bit, and she scrounds. It may take a while, but she does scrounge the money to actually hear, and they do it, and that's how she kind of got the tattoo.
So
Just she found someone.
when Apple is in her cat form and she
hmm
wants that tattoo,
hmm
uh, they do the does the decision to have the tattoo carry over when Apple is in a dragon or the unicorn form?
So it is more of a magical ink. It only for that form. So it's like
Oh,
invisible ink when it goes to one form and another.
but I guess I was also asking like
hmm
when Apple transforms into a unicorn, say they've saved enough money to get the tattoo and then they turn into the unicorn.
hmm
They're still gonna have the memories of when they were the cat person, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get that tattoo when I'm back in that form again, right?"
That's
Okay.
correct.
I'm like, there's no amnesia between the transformations. It's just
It's just
all the same mind.
I think it's more just when when she first started. That's when I'm trying to figure out why am I here?
Okay.
And that's kind of
So
where her story starts a little bit.
and then in the artwork that you showed me, they have a magical cup, and that would have been the magical book of spells for the unicorn form, but then it turns into a cup. Can you explain about the cup?
Being a little trickster sometimes. It's like, let's see what break, and then sometimes you have the consequences of your actions. Sometimes when tricks don't work, and technically this cup is quote unquote the indestructible cup, but something did happen to where it's like it chipped,
Oh
and
no.
now the thing is like this kind of to where she understands a little bit that she kind of has to be really careful what tricks sometimes what she does with her tricks because it can come back to her if she doesn't be careful.
So does
and
the cup, sorry.
and the cup, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, does the cup Does the cup have any magical powers to it?
It's just not exactly magical power, just more of if she technically really wants to drink out of it, she can.
Oh, cool.
But
Cool.
it's just more of something you can't really think of yourself as indestructible. There are going to be those little, things that will happen to make it that can, chip you away a little bit.
So like when something happened to her
Mm-hmm.
and her tricks like got out of control, it caused her like magical cup to have a chip in it because of her like perception of herself changed, right?
Because she thought that, oh yeah, this cup is indestructible. It can't happen to me, but something did happen. Most likely, she like banged into something with her cup, probably in her like a let's say she had like a cloak or something, and had a pocket, and her let's say cup was in a pocket, and something happened to her. One of the tricks kind of got back at to her, and she bumped into the like a wall or something to where she chipped it. You know what I mean? She kind of has to be with this kind of learning. It's like, hey, I kind of have to be really careful, you know, that really bad things can technically really happen, if I'm not careful enough.
So the cup kind of like reminds her that
Hmm.
she could get in real trouble if she's not careful.
And it is technically, yes, part of her book,
Part of the magic book, yeah.
and with changing it back, some of the pages that she did have are kind of torn up now because of this.
Oh, dang. That's so cool.
So yeah, she has to be really careful of, hey, I may be, I may be like, I can do all this great stuff or this cool stuff or anything like that, but one wrong move and things can really kind of go bad.
Yeah, it was like they had their they caused so much problems that it affected the transformation of the unicorns in magic book. So like
Hmm.
yeah. And does so yeah, we mentioned that she has the Loki tattoo.
Hmm.
And so the dragon, can you explain how she looks when she's in her dragon form? I like
Okay,
dragons.
so she is quadruped dragon. Her skin, and she does have wings, but her skin and wings are like a charcoal black, and
Pretty.
the webbing on under the wings is a red. She has her nails are like a gray color, and her eyes are like orange with slits on it, and
Nice.
the one main thing about her is that she has a tattoo of a dragon skull, and uh envelop enveloped in green flames.
That's so cool. Did she also get that tattoo when she was in her dragon form, or did she come with it?
So the thing about about the tattoo, is that it's technically part of that magic book. It actually
Oh,
sticks onto her, because the issue is that when she's in this form, it's hard for her to carry things.
oh, that makes so much sense.
And the thing is that also, it she does have technically three spots where her tattoos are at. So it's on the webbing on her wings and on the forehead.
Yeah, I've seen that mark on her forehead before.
So it's to where, hey, I'm mad. I have no way of I mean, she is able to hold on to things, but she doesn't want to lose it. So it's technically her magical book, but on three spots of her body.
So there's one on her forehead, one on her wing, and where's the third one?
It's both wings.
Oh,
You
both
just don't.
wings.
Yeah, you just on the picture, you just can't see the second one on the other
Oh,
side.
okay. So this tattoo,
Hmm.
it, is there any magical powers in this form of the tattoo? Like, what does it do?
It's just more of, I would say, more like an animated sticker.
Crazy.
So it doesn't really do much, but the flame, like in action, the flames are going to like move around. You know what I mean?
When the flames move when she's experiencing emotions in that form.
Yes.
Cool.
Also, so there's a weird thing that I kind of did a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
is that there are actually weapons sticking out of her tail.
What? Dude,
I know it's a little bit weird, but it's not only that. It's like it's a like almost like I would say like a monk staff and like a embedded sword.
so these
Hmm.
weapons are in the tail
Yes.
together.
Yes.
Cool.
The
So do
weird
they
thing
use it?
I would say about it is that technically these would kind of grow out of her.
They were so how did they get there? I mean,
It
like they you said like they were growing from her body itself, right?
Yes. Now, the thing about it is that if you remember that if something like her tricks kind of got back into her,
Oh,
so something did happen to where someone, didn't like what she did.
oh dude.
And when they, got mad at her, she kind of got mad and she turned into dragon form. And when turning into dragon form, this person who got mad at her kind of, I would say, overreacted a little bit.
They try to
And
hurt her?
not exactly, I would say he got really surprised that he wasn't a person who can transform things, transform into things, but he was magical. He was a spellcaster, and when someone's kind of surprised like him, and he's really good at it, he may have accidentally placed a permanent spell on her to where weapons were growing out of her tail.
Dang, cuz wow, that's a crazy story. It's like okay, so this wizard, I guess,
Hmm.
they're a wizard, right? Basically.
Yes.
So this wizard was coming up to her
Hmm.
and they might have been in their cat form at this point, and he's like, "You did this thing that we don't
Hmm.
know about yet,
Hmm.
and I'm so pissed at you. You really did it now." And then she goes and turns into a dragon,
Because she
and
got
then he freaks
angry.
out and casts a spell.
Yes.
Wow, I love it.
I also, if let's say a few weeks later, he
Mm,
wanted to, try to reconcile a little bit to her because it's like, hey, I got surprised. I accidentally did the spell on you. I want to figure out if I can,
fix it.
fix it. But it was hard because she didn't get mad. That's the thing. She's gonna get mad. It's like
Oh my
I don't
god.
know how I can't figure out why. I mean, well, she had a hard time. Like I can't transform into this. It's like it's at a random time. It's like I don't know what to do. So the spell kind of just got stuck. You know what I mean?
My gosh. It's like they probably couldn't run into each other when she was turned into the dragon at the right time.
That is correct.
So this wizard like a is he a one-off character that just shows up one time, or is he someone that will be her friend maybe?
As of right now, it's just more of a one-off.
Hmm.
Just due to that, I'm actually thinking of expanding this character a little bit more.
I think you should. I think the wizard could have some good stories in him interacting with Apple.
And it's to where after for like a certain part, she actually would have more different forms that she'd be able to transform into.
So she's like understanding herself better and like finding new sides to her. Ooh,
Hmm.
I like that.
I forgot about the horns, but there's really nothing much.
The dragon has horns.
The dragon has like a curve up horn, like
Okay, yeah, because we
like
were talking about what they look like. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. I'm sorry about that.
that's fine. Okay, so I'll so can you describe to me what you're thinking about for your say the fourth form? Do you have an idea of what you're thinking right now?
So it would be six forms technically total, and the new form emotion would be chill, like
Ooh.
zen, chill, relax. One of them would be technically, I know we have like depressed and anger and stuff, but I was thinking more of scared, frightened,
Ooh.
of just like I have that moment that I just don't want to really talk about, I'm just really have the fear of something.
Uh-huh.
And then my the third form would be talkative, chatty, want to say things. Can you please talk with me?
Like like an extrovert starving for attention.
Yes, yes. And then what I was thinking for the very zen chill would be a Capybara.
Oh yeah, the ones they sit in the water and
Mm-hmm.
like they chill next to crocodiles. I love it.
Yes, it's like it would be a capybara, and it's like have I would have the picture of like just just have the like the towel on top or the orange on top. It's like, yep, I'm
Yes.
just chilling here.
That's like is the towel and the orange like that, is that their magical object?
Yes, yes, yes. That's what I'm thinking.
Yes. I love it. It just sits on their head and
And it's like,
they just like have perpetual like hot spring steams coming off the towel.
so yeah, it's like, hey, I'm gonna go to this, and also it's like the city is a little bit like a little bit like Japan, to where they have those like public baths. You know what I mean?
Oh, I love it. Yes, it's so
To where
amazing.
it's like she just goes there and she just takes a public bath and just relaxes, and then she just turns into a capybara and
Oh my
just
God, I
sits
love it.
there.
It's almost like, have you seen the anime Rama One Half?
Oh, I have heard about it, but I have not seen
It's
it.
like they turn into, I know they obviously it's different for your characters, but they
They turn
turn
into
into,
with the water, right?
yeah, and it's like, oh, they're in the hot springs
Hmm.
and then they just sit in the water and then they turn into capybara. It made me think of that.
But yet, once I'm able to, get enough, I will make like that character. And then with the talkative one, I was thinking it has to be like a bird or something like that.
Oh my God,
So
yes.
so maybe macaw or a the blue parrot one or something. But I would love to have like a colorful parrot, a colorful bird. You know what I mean?
I love it. What would be the bird's magical object? Have you thought about it yet?
No, I do not think I don't that would be the hardest part because it's like it has to represent something, you know what I mean?
It's like the bird, yeah, the you'll just have to let that cook a little bit longer. It's
Hmm.
usually what happens when you're like forming your characters
Hmm.
and you hit a roadblock. You're just like, I'm just gonna have to go back to you later.
That is true. That's true.
So you have the capybara, the
Hmm.
bird,
Hmm.
and then the
And
scared one.
the scared one would be I'm a fan of like scale like snakes and stuff or
Oh,
lizards, and I was thinking maybe one of those as a scared one. So I was thinking maybe either a snake or a certain type of like lizard that I really like.
do you know the name of the lizard off the top
Uh,
of your head, or is it just
I would just say lizard.
is it like one of those lizards that like has the frill and then they run?
I wouldn't say that one.
No, not that one.
No, but
There's so many of them.
that is true. That and as I say, it's a work in progress. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like so right now they're still in the oven. The other
Hmm.
three have been baked and these
Hmm.
guys are still cooking right now in the oven.
Yep, that is true. But that's the thing. And what I would do, like for the special item, would be like either a blanket or something that would comfort them. You know what I mean?
Oh, I
Of
love it.
hey, I'm scared. This is the one thing that will really comfort me.
I just thought of the Geico lizard with a little blue blanket. But you're obviously your lizard's probably not going to be a Geico or a gecko.
No, 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 no. Sadly, but no.
Yeah.
And
Maybe
plus,
really.
also, there are different types of lizards too. Like there are like the ones that have like the smaller arms, the ones that are technically quote unquote lizards, but they look like snakes, you know.
Oh yeah. Like the
And so it's one of those. Let's say, as you said, it's still bacon a little bit.
Okay. So before we close the podcast, I have
Mhm.
some questions I'm going to ask you. If you could step into your OC's world, what would you do?
What I would do is I would try to explore as much as I could, and like hopefully maybe expand it more to like not just the main city, but to maybe other villages or towns or travel, let's say.
Nice. So I guess right now you say your your project is a working project, but if money was no issue, how would you bring your OCs to life?
Hmm. I would have to make it international dimension portal to figure out where it could be at.
They kind of cut out a little bit. So you said you would make a
Sorry.
an interdimensional portal.
Yes, interdimensional portal to the city, or just make it like a little open world little game.
Oh, that sounds so fun. Yeah, like It would be fun to have an open world game where you have like shape shifting powers and stuff like that, and we would learn more about Apple's backstory and what's going on with them. That would be neat. Right. Thank you so much for taking your time to come to my podcast and tell me all about your OCs. This is Lalifu signing off, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks.
Bye bye.